What's up, man? Reviewing the next to last day of the month of May, Tuesday the 30th. SPY S&P 500 ETF still a long-term uptrend, making higher highs, higher lows. Recent trend action is sideways into the all-time high. 3 days ago, we broke out to the all-time high, just kind of sitting in that day's range. So, making new all-time highs is bullish, albeit on lower volume. But big picture trend is still up. Top two pre-market moves are ATW, so Atwood Oceanics, energy sector. Call this a penny stock. No real trend here, so we just have a gap up. Just had the most pre-market volume. We got a 20% gap up with no trend, so that's a pass for me. SPGL, basic materials gold. So this is, we're definitely going to call this a long-term downtrend, but then we're opening gap to all-time lows. And obviously this, volatility is like 20 cents a day, so there's really this is not a good trading vehicle. Saw a couple good trades on our high beta list. So just want to talk about two trades specifically. My spreadsheet's coming along, so got about a third of it knocked out of my old trades. Last night it started, I don't know, man. It was like it's a weird thing, like, and I told you this earlier. It's like fighting myself, wanting to fight myself to get started on this thing that I knew was going to be beneficial. And I can already it's already like, I don't know if it's like catharsis or like whatever it is, but it's enjoyable now that I started to like go back and look at all these trades, and just kind of see like, well, this is where I fucked up, and this was easily avoidable. So I guess that's what your idea was, is you wanted to, me to really reinforce, how easy it is to avoid a lot of these mistakes and how easy it is to make money when you have the, proper setup. Anywho, I'm gonna try to knock the rest of those old trades out tonight and hopefully get through this past month's trades as well. So, at least by the end of the week. So I have some time after I work out tonight after work. Anyway, let's get to it. Triple D, 3Ds in the tech sector. They do 3D printing. Trend action, I would say, big picture, we're coming off sideways. Year action, we broke out on volume, all-time highs, 52-week highs. Recent trend action, we've not been trending, we're just going to be going in sideways range for 11 trading days. So, really the breakout level is if we get above, the all-time high here, or we break below this kind of prior, intermediate support that was put in. So what happens is, what's our setup? Just kind of like going sideways at the all-time high. The trigger is breaking below this level, this 21.45 level, and this would be a counter trend trade. But there's not really like, I would call the trend being up because of the volume and the sideways, but like we would technically need another higher high and higher low to call this an uptrend. So, all we have really now is this blast on volume going sideways. So we get below this previous low, and you have some, a very nice intraday setup of, we kind of go down, but then we make lower highs into the opening range low, which is one of my favorite intraday setups, and then kind of have that level mark before. So then we, you could argue it's just somewhere in here, just kind of where this level, intraday was respected. So we can see there's an intraday level here. Once we break that, we get a clean window. Prior support becomes resistance. So you throw in a trade, anywhere in here, and with your stop, 15 cents away. And 15 cents gets you, what's that? 5 to 1. 15 times 75. So yeah, 5 to 1, almost a 6 to 1. So no, it's not with the bigger picture trend, but it's also outside of the past like 11 days range, and this overlap, there's kind of volume in the background letting you know to pay attention. So one true trend trade that we saw was Tesla. Tesla's in consumer cyclical sector. They make electric cars. The big picture trend in Tesla's up, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. The recent trend action was we were going sideways, for the past 25 days, to the past month, basically, just kind of like going sideways, if not longer. If you want to throw this in there too, which I probably would, it's called the past month and a half. It's kind of an obvious, resistance level at the all-time high on this like 23, 20, 27, 66, 327. So somewhere around the 327 area, there was some prior resistance. So we didn't want to be trading within this range, as you so aptly put. We had kind of some volume in the background. And so, I was thinking it was pretty likely coming in today that we were going to test this all-time high. So, what's the setup is just kind of like a trending stock going sideways to the all-time high. The trigger is we trade through this level to the all-time high. So, you could just say buy the first pullback after we trade to the all-time high. Or buy any flags, once we break out to the all-time high, as long as we don't immediately reject. After 10 o'clock, if we kind of go sideways to the all-time high, you can buy any consolidation. So some ideas there. So yeah, we gap up like a little bit, yeah, but it's not a naked gap up. So we kind of have an opening drive here. Volume looks pretty decent. So you could have said buy this first pullback. Could have done that. 40 cents. Yeah, get you a really nice risk reward. What's that? 40 into 60. So it's like over 10 to 1. I mean, maybe this is not the most ideal one, but then you see this going sideways right here. You could buy in here. Risk down to VWAP, risk a buck to VWAP, and 5 to 1. At worst, we see this prior resistance intraday become support later in the day, and we're going sideways for quite some time. So you could have bought anywhere in the sideways. Risk a buck just below this level, and still got a 3 to 1. So depending on your entry style, depending on how much you had to risk, it would skew your reward. But I couldn't buy that many shares of Tesla anyway, right? I could maybe buy like 50 shares. So anywho, pretty two clean, clear-cut setups. And it just goes to show, like, if that's all you really need. I was gonna make an argument for BITA just because of BITA's in tech sector, and we had this failure, from the all-time high, 52-week high, and then a clean swing down, so kind of a change of character. But this is choppy. It's just swing down, swing up. It doesn't really know where it's going. So is there a high probability trade? Like, I don't know. I think you could say there was volume in the background here, kind of this pause day and then intraday. But this is maybe like a B trade. DDD and Tesla are definitely like A trades. So anyway, about to head to work, but gonna finish that spreadsheet. And then when I finish the spreadsheet, I think it's maybe a couple more days in the demo and then go live. So I'm not feeling as I did kind of last Friday. I think I could just feel the spiral kind of taking over. Like I could feel myself, kind of like splashing around, and just like, and it was very wise move for you to take me off of the demo, because it's definitely not how I wanted to start going back live, is in the position of middle weakness. So doing this work is going to be a helpful thing for my progress. So anyway, man, hope you had a good weekend. I fucking got some sun, so that's always good stuff. Anyway, later.